I'm here talking with sophomore Marissa Van Atta. Marissa, the women's basketball team had 2 games last week, one counting and one non. Coming back from California, talk about kind of what the team was talking about in terms of goals and what they wanted to accomplish at home.
Well, our goal in California was to come out 2-0, but of course that did not happen, and that kind of just gave us the motive that weekend to go 2-0, and we did just that. And maybe our game Saturday was not the prettiest of wins, but it still was a W, and you cannot go wrong with that. And we learned from our mistakes, and that's what we've really been working on this week. And
So let's talk about that game on Saturday. It was a non-conference, non-counter against University of Great Falls, but they're a tough team, have some really good guard play. Talk about, the first half when you weren't playing very well, not shooting well, not rebounding well. What happened at halftime in order for you to make the adjustments and come back out and play well?
we just really found ourselves as a team, and I think our starting five did a great job. They came out with some fire, and they knew they needed to accomplish and get the lead and to beat their team because they were a great offensive team, and we just were not playing our greatest defensive game, and we really locked in and found ourselves. And I think it was a great learning experience for us, just that we could do it as a team and that we can move on and just finish out the rest of the season like that.
And part of that game on Saturday was you made some good defensive stops. You yourself had some great rebounds, offensive rebounds as well. Talk a little bit about the spark that you were able to bring from the bench that night.
I am, as you say, as a spark player, I feel, and just trying to find something, whether it's scoring a few baskets or rebounding. It's something just to help spark the team and get them going. And it's not just me. There was other players, like Vanessa made a few shots and rebounds, and Monica did the same. She hit some great three-point plays to get the ball rolling, and it just kind of, everyone needs to have that spark, whether it's a little thing here and there. I think we all found something to do, and I guess my niche for the night was rebounding, and so.
And then this week, you're still home, but you open conference play against 2 tough teams, Central Washington and Northwest Nazarene. Talk a little bit about where the team's at this week and kind of what you're anticipating.
The team is just on the same track as we were the past 2 weekends. We have the same mindset to try to come out 2-0, but it always comes down to you need to play the first game first and get that one accomplished before you can move on to the next. So our main goal first is to come out 1-0 and then move on from there and just play a really solid defensive game because both teams are great teams, and most of the freshmen have never played GNAC play yet, so I think it's going to be a real eye-opener for them and kind of a fun learning experience, I guess, for them and us as a team to see where we are at the season.
Talking with senior Monica Grimsrud, the team's in the middle of a 5-game homestand. Last week you played Chadron State and Great Falls. First game against Chadron, you came out, pretty much dominated them all the way through. Against Great Falls, you started out slow and had to come back. Talk about the 2 games and kind of what your team learned from those.
Well, against Chadron, Coach had challenged us to have a good start. He's been on us starters to really get the first punch and really get going. So that was our main focus on Friday night. And then Saturday night, I'm not really sure what happened. It was just we were all kind of a little bit tired, but it was a good gut out win. So.
And talk about the adjustments that your team had to make and kind of what it taught you in order to get the win when you didn't start out so well.
We dug ourselves a hole, so it was just kind of gritting up and figuring out a way to win. It kind of taught us that we just have to figure it out on our own because with the new quarters, Coach doesn't have as much control over us, so we just kind of had to take what he'd told us at halftime and when he could talk to us and then find a way ourselves. And we had a lot of help off the bench. I think that was pretty key.
So talk about where you think the team is at right now. You're going to start conference play this week against Central Washington, tough team. Talk a little bit about what the team's been working on and kind of what you're looking forward to.
Well, it's always great when you can start conference at home, and I think our preseason games have been really good for us, preparing us for the GNAC conference. I mean, we played some pretty tough California schools, and we did fairly well against them, even though we didn't pull out a win. But I think that really will help us in our conference, and then we've just been working a lot on our game during practices and stuff and fine-tuning what we've been working on. So.
And what would you like to see the team do in these 2 games?
I think it'd be great just to start off with 2 wins, come out, and we got ranked pretty low, which was kind of rough to swallow, but, we'll come out and show that we do belong up at the top.
Here talking with MSUB head coach Kevin Woodin. Kevin, the team had 2 games last week. First they played Chadron State, and then they played University of Great Falls. Both wins, but both very different wins. The first one against Chadron, the team came out firing, kind of led all the way through. And then against Great Falls, they came out slow and had to come back. Talk about the 2 games and kind of what you and the team learned from those 2.
Well, I was really happy with the start against Chadron. To get them down double digits early. I think we were up 15 range by the end of the first quarter. We were playing very well on both ends and took approximately a 20-point lead into halftime. So I was very happy with that. And we had talked about getting off to a better start, and that was something that we wanted to do. I thought we played very good team basketball that day. We defended well. We made the extra pass. We had really balanced scoring. And we were able to keep them from coming back. I mean, they chipped away. I think the lead got down to 13-14, but we were able to hold them off, and that was a good win for us and a regional counter. And then on Saturday against Great Falls, we were excited. I mean, it was hard to turn around to just play again because we definitely had soreness, and they were definitely more fresh than us, but we just couldn't throw a rock in the ocean as far as the first half. I think we only had 13 points, and we were down double digits early and against a good Great Falls team, but we kind of stayed the course, and by halftime we were down 5, and I kind of felt fortunate because we just shot the ball poorly and we had some unforced turnovers, but in the second half came out with a good run right away to grab the lead, and then the game was pretty close down the stretch and we were able to hold them off. So any win's a good win. I think a close win when you can come out on top can help you later, and hopefully both of those games will give us some momentum going into this weekend. I think consistency is just something we talk about both on an individual basis as well as a team basis with our gals right now. We have had players that have played really well or shot the ball well, but then they go cold, and we've done that same with our team. So we're kind of talking about it, maybe changing our mental approach a little bit. I think we have the ability to be very good. We just have to settle down and play more consistently. Both teams are very good. They play tonight. They play each other. And then Thursday we play Central, and Saturday NNU. They're both up-tempo teams that return some key players, and we will have our hands full. But I like where we're at right now. I think we are getting better, and we look forward to it.